Buenos días, estudiantes. Me llamo Señora L y hoy vamos a hablar sobre comida. Hi, my name is Señora L and today we get to talk about food. Now, first off, we're only going to cover some kinds of foods and some examples you will think of. So these are some of the different kinds of foods. For example, dulces. Now you're also going to see some brands in this because we're not really endorsing any brands. These are just the ones that, we use in our family. So there's grains, granos, proteins, proteínas, fruit, fruta, vegetables, verduras, verduras. So we're going to cover all these much more in detail. For example, the dairy, productos lácteos. And we begin with leche, or milk. And here are some examples of some of the dairy products that my family use pretty regularly. Primero, milk, leche, leche. Now here, we'll move on to the next one. Yogurt, yogur, yogur. And of course, there are many, many, many different kinds of yogurt. Ice cream, helado, helado. Now, ice cream can also be referred to as gelato. You guys have ever tried that before? And gelato is the Italian form of helado. Now, butter, mantequilla, mantequilla. Because remember, the two L make that Y sound. So mantequilla. Cream or crema, crema. Now, example, you can get heavy whipping cream or just regular cream to go in coffee and stuff like that. Oh, yes, here's my cream batida. Crema batida. Because the batida means if you are whipping it or mixing it very rapidly. One of my favoritos, cheese, queso, queso. Now, of course, lots of different kinds of cheese, and cheese can be in lots of different colors. These are just a few examples. Next up, we have frutas. And these are just, like I say, just a few examples. But I would love to hear what some of your favorite frutas are. They might be included in this, they might not, and that's okay. So, vamos con frutas. All right, let me make some room here. Grapefruit. Dates. Now, dates, especially across the 21 different Spanish-speaking countries, can be a little difficult. But dátil seems to be one of the most common forms for dates. And peras for pear, peras. Now, of course, as we know, pears can be brown or café green, verde, lots of different kinds of pears. Amarillo, agua. Or like I say, palta. But that's the wonderful thing about Spanish, is that across 22 different nations, lots of different vocab. Apple, manzana. Apple, manzana. Now these are just two examples of una manzana amarilla y una manzana, different colors. Other colors too. Tomate, tomato. Now, to learn more about colors, we did lima, lemons, limón, limón, Strawberries. Fresa. Fresa. Oop, these are super ripe. They're going to be good tonight. Oranges. Naranjas. Naranjas. And of course, there are different kinds and different varieties of oranges, but general naranjas. Blueberries. Arándanos. Arándanos. Now remember that accent over the A shows you how you would emphasize the word. Arándanos. Next up, proteins. Proteínas. Proteínas. And there's lots of different kinds. So primero, eggs or huevos. Huevos. Excellent source of protein. Chicken or pollo. Pollo. And here's some of our roast chicken. Ham or pork could be jamón, or my example for pork is pork sausage. So salchicha de cerdo. Salchicha de cerdo. Now, meat. So this is a kind of a general term for meat in itself is carne. Carne can refer to beef or in a more general sense, but that is beef, carne. Now, beans, frijoles, are also an excellent form of protein. So if you don't like to eat meat, beans give you lots of great protein, and there's so many different kinds and different colors. Lentils. Another fantastic. What I love about lentils is that they can come in a whole rainbow of colors. And you can make them in all sorts of things like ensaladas, salads, and pastas, all sorts of great ways of making lentils. And they're so good for you. So we have verde, amarillo, y negro lentils. Lentejas. That's alternativas. Alternativas. These are alternatives, like Beyond Meat here, or Impossible or whatever. But you can still make your burgers, but they're what are called plant-based. Nuts. Nueces are nuts. Yet again, another great form of proteína. Just an example of pecans and cashews. But of course, every different kind of nut. So nueces is just the general, the general. I don't have it on hand. Oopsies. But steak would be un filete. Un filete. Seafood would be mariscos or pescado. Pescado would be meat. Grain up next. So these are just a few of the different grains or granos. Granos. Primero, noodles. Tallarines. Or like ramen noodles or like pad thai noodles. Any kind of noodles you can think of. Tallarines. So yeah. Pasta is pasta. Yet again, lots of different kinds of pasta. Pasta has been around for a very, very, very long time. So there's so many different forms and ways you can make it. Tortillas. And in Spanish, tortillas. Same thing. So good. And of course, tortillas can be made with flour or corn. Bread. Pan. That's good old-fashioned bread. There's wheat bread and white bread. But of course, there's lots of other kinds of bread too. Corn. Maíz. Corn, maíz, or maize, depending on your pronunciation. Rice, arroz. So, of course, white rice has become very popular, but we know that rice can be in lots of different colors and lots of different kinds. There's purple, there's all sorts. Wild rice, it's great. Oatmeal, cereal. Cereal, cereal. Cereal. And here are just different kinds. One, kind of healthy. One, delicioso. Cereal. Oatmeal. Harina de avena. Harina de avena. Oatmeal. So this is an example of rolled oats, but of course there's instant oatmeals, all sorts of different ways you can use oatmeal or oats. Another form of grains are panqueques. Panqueques. I don't have any. Crackers, galletas. Galletas. Bagels in Spanish. Bagels. Bagels. Yeah, I don't really have any of those. Also, I happened to bring the potatoes in, los papas, or las papas, but they're not really a grain, but I brought them in here. So when you go down into the notes, will be in their proper, but they're also called just papas. Vegetables, verduras, verduras, and we'll begin with lettuce, lechuga, lechuga, that's lettuce. Next up, we've got spinach, espinacas, 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 spinach. So good for you. And in so many ways you can mix it into food. Cebollas, because remember those two L's together make the Y, cebollas. I love their círculos. They have a beautiful design. Broccoli, broccoli. So one of my favorites too. Carrots. Ooh, this is a fun one to say. Zanahorias, zanahorias. Carrots. And orange carrots have become very popular, but there are so many different colored carrots. Muy delicioso. Zanahorias. And finalmente, asparagus, esparagos, esparagos, or asparagus. I'm going to make these tonight. Just some vegetables. What other vegetables do you like to eat? And finalmente, las dulces. Yet again, so many different kinds, but here we go. Now, brownies. Brownies are very common in Osasta, but not so much elsewhere. So, brownies could be considered postres or bizcoche. That's another term for them. Cake, pastel. Pastel. Chocolate. Chocolate. Or your standard chocolate. Marshmallows. Malvavisco. Malvavisco. Marshmallows. And pie. So, and it's interesting to note that cookies and crackers have the same name in Spanish, galletas. Now, some of the treats or the sweets that I don't have and couldn't fit on the plate anyway. Jello, gelatina, pudding. What are some other dulces that you like? And there's also the sweets themselves or candies, which are dulces. So all of these are different kinds of wonderful desserts that maybe sometimes we get to eat. As we explore more of Spanish and its culture, its incredible language and history, we're going to learn a lot about how each culture influences another. For example, chocolate has an incredible story that I hope to get into. I enjoyed some of our examples for comida, or food, and my daughter helped cut out the paper. Until next time, hasta luego, estudiantes. Gracias.